I guess got one on. There we go, on the point. Set of trees. Another good female. Got a little bit of scars on that one. Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. My name is Jacob and this is Last Stop Waterfowl Outdoors TV. Well, here we are again today, guys. We have another beautiful day here in South Louisiana, and I am back by myself this morning doing a solo trip. This morning we're still targeting spawning sac-a-lait here in South Louisiana, and we're going to take you guys along with us today as we go throughout the day to try to find some of these fish. In the last couple of weeks we had a lot of success. We still have a good spawn going on here in Louisiana, and we are going to continue, hopefully today, to be able to catch some of those spawning white perch, crappie, sac-a-lait, whatever you guys call them, wherever you're located at. So it's going to be a lot of fun. We have a beautiful fishery that we're fishing today with a lot of good weather. We are post-front conditions. We have a little cold front that came in overnight, so hopefully it won't slow down the bite too much. But no matter what, we're going to have a great time, and we're going to take you guys along with us. So let's get to it, guys. Let's go catch some fish. All right, guys, so what we're doing this morning, we're starting out. It is 7:40 in the morning, and we're just going to be kind of going along this tree line, along this main bayou that we're fishing this morning. We're going to kind of go down these trees, and what we're doing is we're kind of doing some target casting. And what I mean by that is I'm not actually popping a cork right now. I'm trying to locate some fish is what I'm doing. So I got just a jig head and a grub tail black and chartreuse jig on, a little triple ripple, and I'm tipping it with a gulp of live shrimp. And what I'm doing is trying to come through and kind of target the shallow water cover, cast to it like you would like if you were bass fishing. For all my bass fishermen out there, maybe like with a spinnerbait or a crankbait, chatterbait, something like that. We're targeting that cover, and we're trying to see if we could get a reaction bite to maybe locate what these fish are doing. We are post-front, I'm sorry, this morning. So we have a little cold front that came through overnight. Water temperature is sitting at about 66 to 67 degrees. And the last time we were in here, which was about a week ago, we were catching all spawning fish pretty much. They all were females mainly that we were catching. They had eggs in them. And I think what it was they were kind of in that post-spawn or kind of starting to move up with this full moon that we have this week. So what I'm doing is kind of targeting some of that structure this morning, starting out hoping that maybe some of those fish moved up on that structure to do their thing, and hopefully we didn't miss it throughout the week, you know, and them have already spawned and possibly moving back out a little bit. But I'm staying off of the trees a little bit, a good ways, just in case there's that bite that's on that drop off coming to the deeper water. So we'll see. I have a bite there. There's one on, guys. We got one on right here. So yeah, there we go. That's what we want. It's a sac-a-lait. That's what we're looking for, guys, right there. Coming off of that cover. That's exactly what we wanted. So there we go. Number one for the day. Targeting that fish off of that cover, and I just felt that thump, and bam, he was on. So hopefully if we could get on that pattern, that fish came off of that little tree right here. Hopefully we could continue to catch them like that throughout the day. So let's see. Let's go get another one. All right, so right after we caught that first sac-a-lait, right on the edge of that laydown with this little bit of grass right here, called a sun perch. So this is a great way to kind of find a brim. For all my brim fishermen out there, this little technique I'm using this morning, very simple, jig head, triple ripple, and I'm tipping it with a gulp of live. It's a good way to locate those brim as well. So we're gonna let him go. We're not targeting him today, and we're gonna keep casting at this cover. All right, we got our second one on, guys. It is our third fish, I should say. It is a sac-a-lait. Nothing to brag about. There we go. Little tiny sock. So come off of this little cypress tree right here. So I felt the thump, and bam, there we go again. All right, let's go try to get another one, guys. All right, we got another fish on. Let's see what this, oh, this is a big sac-a-lait here. That's a big female. All right, there we go. That's what we're looking for, boys and girls. get them to stop flapping. That's the ones we're looking for. Now that was a lighter tap right there, so that one, it was a little different maybe, I don't know, but that's a big female right here. Got eggs in her, you could definitely see right here. So she was right up on this little cluster of trees that I was on, and look at her and hail that jig, guys. She smoked that jig. They love that combination. When you can locate those fish like that off of those trees, it is so much fun when you can catch them tight lining a jig and retrieving it like I'm doing today. Just an absolute beautiful fish. But that is definitely a spawning fish right here. So let's put her in the box and see if we can catch another one off of these trees. It looks like they're a little bit closer to the trees today than they were last week. All right, so we're gonna try to cast to this tree right at the base of it like that. Let it fall for a second, and then we're gonna bring it back. See if we can catch another one on this little cluster of trees. Nothing there. Oh. Get that back and try again. Kind of go to this tree. Kind of just roll it back slow, give it a little pop every once in a while. Sometimes I'll give it a little pop and they'll hit it. When I do that, I guess it looks more alive to them, creates a little bit more action. Go ahead and cast in that little cluster there, a little pop. And they might not be, you know, heavy on these trees. You might only catch one right now. When they're in that spawning mode, you might only catch one on a tree or a set of trees. And then, you know, it's not like whenever they're going into that pre-spawn mode where they'll stack up a couple on a tree. So just bringing it back through. We had that big female, and I'm just working that cover, guys. That's all I'm doing right here. Very simple technique, but you gotta kind of get used to the bite. One of my buddies that I had with me last week, he had really never done this before, and he said, man, it took me a little while to get used to the bite. And it's a subtle bite sometimes. Sometimes they'll knock it out of your hand, the rod. And then other times it'll be a real subtle bite. Like you'll just feel just a slight tap and your rod kind of gets a little heavy. And when that happens, that's when you got to kind of just lean into them, you know. But you don't want to set the hook too hard, because they do have like a very thin mouth. You know, for those of you that sockeye fish, you know what I'm talking about. They have a very thin mouth, so you don't want to just lean into them too hard, because you'll rip that hook straight through their mouth. And then you'll end up losing your fish. So let's see if we could get one on one of these two trees right here, kind of suspend it out. Give it a little pop. See, last week they were further off of the trees than they are so far today, but that's okay. All right, we got a pretty good, oh, that's a big lake runner. That's what we got on. I thought it was a sockeye. Yeah, big old lake runner, guys. We'll probably keep him. He's as big as the sockeye, man. This is a what we call a chickapin down here in Louisiana. Ah, stop flapping that tail. I got you, boy. Boy, you are strong, man. You talk about a strong fish. Big old red ear, guys. Big, beautiful red ear. Look right there. They'll be bedding up here pretty shortly if they're not already starting to right now. We call that a lake runner here, or a chickapin, like we call it in Louisiana. A lot of people call it a red ear, but we'll go ahead and probably keep him. He's thick. We could get a good chunk of fillet off of him for a fish fry. So we'll go ahead and put him in the box, guys. Go ahead, drop him in. See if we can get us another one. He came right off of this lay down right there where that grass is, you guys see. All right, we got a fish on, guys. Fish on, not sure. Another chickapin, another big chickapin. All right, so it looks like those chickapin now are starting to move in shallow with some of our sockeye. Boy, calm down. Boy, when you grab them, they do not like it either. All right, another big chickapin. We'll go ahead and keep them. Good size again. If we're gonna keep some brim, well, they're gonna be some bigger ones. Go ahead and keep him, and then we'll see if we can get another one. He hit it just like that sockeye coming off of you know, off of that cover. So I appreciate those because they a fun bite too. Pretty soon we're gonna be doing some videos. Once those brim really start bedding up good, we'll start filming some brim fishing videos for all you boys who like brim fishing. So let's see if we can get us another one. All right, we got a bite a little further out that time. Not quite sure what it is yet. It feels like a sockeye the way it's pulling. Let's see. Oh yeah, big one. Big sockeye. That's what we're talking about. That's what we want. That's what we want. Kind of hit it, suspended out that fish. So right there, I targeted that big clump of cypress trees right there, but that bite came right off of this, about 3 or 4 foot off of the tree right there. So that's what we're looking for, guys. We don't want to have to, you know, settle for those smaller little males today. We want these females just like that. That's what we're targeting, really. Now we'll, you know, at this time of year, we're looking at, you know, target these big females, and that is going to give us the prettiest quality of fish for, you know, us to be able to fry up for the family and show you guys on camera. So that's just such a beautiful fish. I mean, if you don't love sockeye fishing, then you just ain't a fisherman. I have to say that. It's just something about it that if you get into it, it's something that's so addicting. Just like I guess bass fishing is for a lot of people too. I used to have the bass bug myself, but now I've always really had a love for sockeye fishing with my grandfather. I've talked about that before. But now I've kind of rekindled that love for it again, and it's just something that gets that blood pumping, man. In the springtime, catching those big spawning sockeye this time of year in March, beautiful scenery like we're in today, guys, and doesn't get much better than that for springtime. Josh got him a big sockeye. You caught him in the open, huh?
Yeah, it was probably about 5 feet. Yeah, those 3 little tight trees.
Yep.
It was about 4 or 5 foot off the fish.
There you go. Hit these little trees to make a circle, maybe. Let's see what we got. Oh, come over a log on that one. The wind's blowing us into the bank. All right, well, I'll be damned. All right, guys, we're hooked up again right here. I think it's a brim on this one, but yep, big brim, big old sun perch. Big sun perch. He come off this tree right here and smoked it. Pretty good size one. Nice brim. We're gonna let him go though. Let him go. Wrong species for today. But it's my first bite I get in a little bit, so that's good to get a bite again. See if we get us another one. All right, got one on and kind of hit it out near the boat. Let's see what oh, brim. Now that is a goggle eye, guys. That's what we call a goggle eye here in Louisiana. So got a mouth almost like a bass. Some people call them a rock bass, but beautiful little fish. It's got a camo color. Got them red fins on top right there, red fins on the bottom. It's a pretty fish. This one got a lot of red on him. He hit it way out by the boat. But that ain't what we're looking for, so we're gonna let him go. All right, guys, we got one hooked up on. I'm not sure exactly what it is. Kind of pulling. Little bass. Yep, little bass. There he goes. Little tiny bass. He come right off of that tree right there. There y'all go. Give you a good look at this little fella. So got that jig in his mouth hanging. I guess he hit it on the downfall. Pretty little bass. Got a nice stripe on the side, dark stripe, lateral line. All right, we'll let him go. Little back flip. Let him grow and catch him another day. Let's get another one. All right, we got one hooked up, guys. Don't feel big. Sockeye. is a sockeye. Not a big one. Seems like the bite has really slowed down quite a bit, but right off of the tree is where I caught it at. So it's tight to the tree on that one. So we'll let that one go. Try to get us a bigger one. All right, y'all, so we're gonna change up the technique. Now we're gonna go to popping a cork, see if we can get some bites. These fish seem to be a little, the ones I am catching seem to be a little closer to the tree. Like they tight on the trees. So I'm gonna see by going to a cork, popping a cork around the trees and that submerged stuff, if I can maybe get a bite. Maybe keep it in the strike zone just a tad bit longer than if I'm, you know, reeling and dragging them by the cover like we were doing earlier. So we're gonna see if that makes a difference, because this wind's picked up quite a bit. We get those early season winds kicking in, and I just want to see if maybe I could keep it under a cork in that strike zone just a tad bit longer, and maybe catch them that way on a cork. Kind of get it next to that cover, pop that cork a little bit, and see if we could get them to dunk it. All right, finally got one on a cork, boys. That's a brim, chickapin. Thought it was a sockeye. The way it hit, I thought it was a sockeye, but it wasn't. It was a big chickapin. Oh well, that's my first one I pick up on the cork after fishing a little bit. For the chickapin, we'll go ahead and keep him, I guess. Add him to the box. Let's go ahead and add him to the box. All right, he sunk that cork. That was fun. Wind's done picked up, y'all could tell here. Probably see it. And our water is starting to shrink as far as the clarity goes. This pretty water we're fishing right here, now all that rainwater from last night, guys, it's starting to come in up toward me. Even though the wind's blowing down the creek, it appears to be coming up, I guess, with the current. So it's kind of weird how that works, but that's the situation. So I'm trying to stay in this pretty water. So let's see if we can get another one. All right, guys, we got one on. I think it's a sock. Yeah, big female sockeye. There we go. There we go. All right, we've been needing one of them. There we go. Female sockeye there. That's what we've been waiting on. It's been tough today. With the wind blowing like it is, we post front conditions. These fish are kind of in a quirky mood today. Seemed like earlier on we were on them a little bit better, and then they just went dead, man. They went cold. So I picked up, been going back and forth between a cork, popping a cork, which I haven't caught a single sockeye popping a cork today. Caught bass, caught chickapin, a couple of other fish on it, but not a sockeye. So I've been doing that down this bank. Hadn't got a bite. Picked up the tube jig on a jig head, retrieving. Second cast, bam, there we go. So I don't know, for me, it just seems like today that's a better technique for me. I'm having trouble picking them up on a cork, but that's okay. We'll take them as they come. So let's go try to catch another one. All right, guys, we got another one on. Yep, I think it's a big sockeye. Yep, there we go. All right, we on this little cluster of trees, we're having a little luck right here. That's the second one in a row in 3 casts. I actually missed one on the second cast after I rebaited with a nibblet. So there we go, another big female coming off of this little set of cluster of trees right here. So all right, we're gonna stay on this, kind of back off of it and see what we could do. All right, let's put them in the chest. There we go. All right, we're working for them today, boys, but post front, I'm not gonna complain. Not gonna complain. All right, we got another fish on, same set of trees, guys. Oh yeah, big female. Big female. Let's see what we got here. Let's try to flip it. There we go. There we go. All right, something's up with these trees because these fish are on this set of trees right here, so there must be multiple fish on there spawning right now. All right, that's awesome. We'll take it. Another beautiful fish right there. Nice, healthy. Got some eggs spawning. Go ahead. All right, we're starting to get a little mess. Picked up 3 quick right there. Let's see if we can get another one on there. All right, guys, we got one on again. Hit it off the tree. Suckling. Oh, nope, little bass. Little bass. He flipped off. He released himself. All right, guys, we got one on. There we go. On the point. All right, on that point right here, the set of trees. Another good female. Got a little bit of scars on that one. Pretty fish. Good female. Got eggs, I can tell. She's nice and fat. Pretty fish, guys. Let's put them in the box. Put them in the box. All right, now we got a little mess going. Now we're working on something. We got another one on, but this is gonna be boy, this is a brim. I can tell. Goo! Big old bull brim. He hammered that jig. Look at that brim, y'all. That's a beautiful brim. That is a beautiful brim. If I was brim fishing, I'd be after him. But today, we're gonna let him go. Today we're gonna let him go. All right, let's see if we can get another one. So we got a sockeye and we got a brim off of that tree right here on the point. All right, guys, well, that is a wrap. We have now made it home from our fishing trip that we had today. And I have to say, guys, it was a fun day, but it was a tough day today. And what made it tough, guys, was the wind. The wind, it's still pumping, it is blowing. And when you have a small aluminum setup like I got, we don't have power poles and the stuff that I used to have on my bass boat. It really makes it tough, guys. And today, that wind pumping, that on top of being post front, high pressure today, I think it really put those fish in a funny mood today. On top of that, we had a full moon this week. So the difference from last week is video to this week is we had a full moon during the week this week. And I think a lot of those fish kind of moved up, kind of spawned, and maybe moved back off of those trees and that structure. And then on top of that, they're probably feeding at night, I would have to guess, if I was just taking a guess at it. So therefore, it seems like we kind of started out this morning pretty solid. Then the bite tapered off quite a bit, and then it picked up as we got ready to end the day today and get off the water. And really, we got off a little earlier than we want, simply because the wind was picking up and getting so bad. It was making it really difficult to fish this afternoon. So overall, still very happy with it today. We have a mess of fish. I'll show you guys what we ended up with. I know y'all could probably hear Lucy in the background barking, but we ended up with a pretty mess of fish today, guys. Overall, still a fun day. Beautiful fish to be caught, and plenty enough for a fish fry with the family. So anytime we could do that, go out, catch some fish, enjoy the beautiful weather. The weather was beautiful. I know I said it was windy. For fishing conditions, it was, but overall, just a gorgeous day today. Still had a blast and really enjoyed being able to take you guys along with us. So I want to say also, guys, thank you so much for the support of the channel. We have been growing. We have been, touching a whole new audience with the fishing content that we're doing this spring. And I really appreciate the feedback I've been getting from people and the support that I've been getting from people and new followers coming to the channel, people that we're running into that are saying, hey, we're seeing the fishing content. We know you guys are known for hunting, but we appreciate the fishing content. And we appreciate all of you that are commenting, and when you run into us, you let us know that you enjoy the content. So thank you guys so much for helping the channel grow. Our YouTube and our Facebook page have taken off, and it's really doing well right now. And we appreciate you guys coming along to bring you a whole nother aspect of Louisiana's outdoors and Last Stop Waterfowl outdoors. So thank you from the bottom of our hearts, guys. And if you enjoyed this video today, give us a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed to the channel already, please consider doing so. We would appreciate it as we continue to grow and bring you more and more content. It keeps us motivated, and it keeps us wanting to bring you guys more and better content. So we appreciate it. Until next time, my name is Jacob, and this is Last Stop Waterfowl Outdoors TV. We'll see y'all again soon, guys.